Welcome everybody to an episode of The Shoot. I am Eric, and I'm coming from parts unknown because we have groundbreaking news. We have Marcus from the R. Kelly Ensuite, and we have Manny in the Sharpshooter studio right now. Gentlemen, how are you doing on this stupendous occasion where we've all gotten together to discuss this groundbreaking news involving WWE?
First of all, if you're wondering why Eric sounds extra husky today, it's just gone 7 a.m. where he is at.
People, we got to get into the brass tacks right now. It has been announced that Vince McMahon has stepped down or stepped back, whatever way you want to call it, from being the chairman of WWE. Stephanie McMahon has assumed the role. She has came out with a tweet said it's an honor to assume the role pending this investigation. Manny, I turn to you because you texted us in the wee hours of the morning talk about should we talk about this? And damn it, we're talking about it right now. Manny, how do you feel with Vince McMahon pretty much telling himself that he is
Well, he's not necessarily fired. He's just stepped away from the role. Oh, someone got to wake up.
Gotta wake up before you go.
So he's basically stepped away pending this investigation because this is the corporate thing to do, isn't it? Now he's in this mode of protect the shareholders.
But now we're going toward the sharpshooter attorney, Grand Finale Esquire, right here from the R. Kelly Ensuite. Marcus, in your legal mind, is this the right thing to do for a billionaire to step back once he gets caught up in his scandals?
Well, I think that the thing he needs to do the most is show contrition and remorse and be a little ashamed and show people that this isn't his proudest moment and that he isn't out there. He isn't the Vince McMahon character on TV who's just going to boast and be as vile of a human being as he could be. He has to do what everybody else in every company does when they essentially, and I'm going to use this in my legal voice, fuck up. And that is take a step back and let someone handle operations. This is basically a self-suspension that he's doing. And you got to believe, hearing the stories of what you hear about Vince McMahon himself, how he's a hard work and all he does is work and he's kind of a psychopath with his hours of work. This is torture for him to have to actually do it. Do I think this is the end of Vince McMahon running the WWE? I do not think so. I just think this is an opportunity for that he's going to say for growth and that he's going to just stand back, put the appearance of someone else running the show, even though I believe he still will be the puppet master behind the scenes.
He's still running the show. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah. He's not. He's just given up his it just sounds like he's just given up his title of CEO and chairman.
I mean, for all the people for all the people who are thinking that now Triple H or somebody else is going to run SmackDown, Raw. This is not going to happen. What is happening right now? This is called protect your neck right now. They are protecting their stock price at all costs right now, because when you have a CEO scandal, like anyone, when Jeff Bezos had his scandal, when Robert Kraft when he had his scandal, I mean, I think the only one who still hasn't had it, but I mean, is Bill Gates, but apparently he's trying to infect the world with malaria or something like that.
He created the coronavirus.
Yeah. Anytime these scandals happen, you have to protect your stock price at all prices. I mean, at all costs. And I think that is why he is taking a step back to have Stephanie assume the role of CEO. Will he still be making decisions? It's more likely than not he will be telling Stephanie what to do, but this is just a figurehead because remember, she did step away from the board pending this investigation recently, and so now she's coming back to assume the role of CEO. You know, the sad person who's really at home crying with a tear in her eye, he really thought it would be Shane McMahon who would assume this role, but Shane didn't get that phone call, unfortunately. Shane
I
don't think run.
Shane would have. I don't think he would have given it to Shane. I think Stephanie probably was the most in line to get it because the way she's been, the position she's held in the company, because Shane's obviously that prodigal son that just left and then comes back.
Well, let's just point out something though, but like I don't know if people know about relationships, but you know, like as they say, there's always daddy's girls and there's mama's boys. It's a possibility maybe the relationship between Shane and Vince was strained once the allegations of this paralegal took place, you know, when Linda and Vince separated. Who knows what did to their relationship behind the scenes, because this has been kept quiet for a very, very long time. So we can sit here and speculate all the family dynamics of what took place and things going on. But we have to admit that the McMahons have had a very rough last year. From the they've been making a lot of money, but from Triple H heart scared to now this scandal coming out. I mean, Johnny Ace can't take the fall quick enough. I mean, this
Cody
is
Rhodes injury.
Cody Rhodes injury, negotiating Roman Reigns to have a new contract where he doesn't work at all. And, you know, and now Matt Riddle and with the, I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to the speculation, but the Big Ross man came and reported that Vince McMahon would be on SmackDown tonight. I don't think that's going to be the case, but if he is, this might be the highest rated SmackDown in a long, long time. And quite frankly, it don't matter what 6-star, 5-star match that AEW could put on Rampage right now. Ain't nobody watching Rampage tonight. Everybody in their mama.
It comes on after. It comes on after Raw or SmackDown.
Let me also point out that I got an alert in the We Are. Actually, it beat Manny before Manny texted me saying that Vince McMahon has stepped down from the CEO. Marcus, I have a lot of energy when the microphone get in front of me, but I feel like you have some more insight. You have the tie, Marcus. Go ahead, speak now, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I am the legal expert, and I know probably more billionaires than you guys personally. I just want to point that out and how they handle their situations. I don't think I know a single billionaire, but I just wanted to chime in. He has to show up on tonight, and I think the money person, the TV person, the character of Vince McMahon has to show up tonight on TV to talk about his trials and tribulations. It's going to probably be something that's apologetic. He may get heckled by the crowd, but I doubt he would even be in the arena. There'll probably be
I think it's a backstage segment. Yeah, it'll be a backstage segment, I think.
Yeah, at a desk with his dinosaur back there or something. And, you know, I'm curious to see what's going to be said in that whole situation. And I want to chime in and say, I know you guys don't watch the show Succession, but this is the best episode of Succession I've ever seen, in which it's basically the McMahon family and who's going to take over the power. And right now we see, even though, you know, Triple H has fired all Triple H guys and all this stuff, the people he see running his company in the future, in this glimpse, is Stephanie and Hunter at this current moment.
So, Manny, I have a question for you because Marcus said Succession. Do you think this is a moment when every scandal takes place? If you go back to America's where Bill Clinton got caught with Monica Lewinsky, do we see Vince and Linda walk out on stage today holding hands to start off Friday Night SmackDown?
No,
you got to paint the image.
No, Linda's got nothing to do with him anymore. But Marcus is right. I think if we go by the Pat McAfee interview where he said that his family somewhat kind of disappointed him in the way the running of WWE, I think this may be the chance where he sees what Stephanie can actually do in this role. I know it's an interim role, but this investigation is probably going to go on for months.
But isn't it an internal investigation?
They're investigating themselves right now.
Yeah. This is the typical board of directors, because I think they have to determine and make sure that it was no funds from the board that was used as hush monies, that it was his own private funds that was used. It's so many ramifications.
I think that's the bit that's fine. I think the thing that then they're questioning is the fact that she was $100,000. And then when she was in a relationship with Vince, he suddenly went to 200,000. So I think that's the area where they're actually questioning why.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not this isn't a criminal situation right here. This is more about ethics, and it has no criminal. Everything seemed to be consensual. I mean, she signed an NDA, so you're never going to get the paralegal side because she's not going to talk ill of Vince or talk about anything in this situation because legally she cannot. Otherwise, she'll lose that 100,000 or 3 million or whatever she was getting paid. So, that's where we're currently at, and you're only going to hear one side of this, and it's going to be Vince's side or Laurinaitis' side or whoever, and they're going to spin it in a way in which, you know, that not make them look sympathetic, but show that they had a moment of weakness
Moment of weakness.
And this time, and I also do not see not Stephanie, Linda walking out with Vince at this time, because I want to be filing my nails, looking at this, go, girl, you better leave him. The same way I was looking at Hillary when Bill was getting his dick sucked as a probably 10-year-old boy.
Wow. Wow.
They've been separated a long time.
You see what happened when the R. Kelly on suite. He gets all think about what he was doing at 10 years old. I mean, going
he
for
ain't
it.
trying to be rude. Trying to be rude.
Like going forward with Vince stepping down, do you guys see WWE being okay for the next, let's say, 6 to 12-month period?
Yeah, I think WWE can still operate and function without Vince McMahon. That's the thing. It can still function. They're not a global brand in the sense of like, say, Marvel or like Apple or whatever, but they're a global brand at this moment, and they can still function. And Nick Khan isn't a fucking idiot. Like, he knows.
I mean, I think the thing that you can say that could really be positive for the business side of WWE, that despite everything that's been going on, despite the pandemic, they still have been extremely profitable. So on the business side, that's where I think they'll be okay. Creative has been very questionable, Marcus. I'm coming to you. Do you think that they could somehow incorporate this into the product to make this a more must-watch version of television?
Well, this gives them excuses to rip off some of the AEW stuff that they do. Now, they have, because at this current moment, the WWE has a black cloud that's hanging over them, or they have some darkness to them, or they have a lot of, what's the word? Like, just bad press as is going on. You need to get the people who will be on your side. And those are those same people who say they quit watching the WWE, the loyal wrestling fan who will come back and say, oh man, they good again. So I think they will do a lot of fan service. I think they're gonna give the people, quote unquote, what they want to see and start trying to build new stars and stuff. I think John Cena is gonna probably cut one hell of a promo 2 weeks from now, waving the WWE flag and all that and stuff. So I don't think it's doomed. It's because they are essentially like a brand like. And I'm not saying they're not on the level in NFL or baseball or basketball or anything like that, but they are an established brand. They are whether people like it or not, and whether they like it or not, they are professional wrestling at this game. They are. That's what people think of.
And currently, right now, they might be the #1 sports story going on with the NBA finals concluding yesterday. I think the only thing that's going on is Stanley Cup finals. And so they will be the only thing that would get the headlines, because right now we're going to be back into the NFL cycle. That's why ESPN tweeted so early in the morning, Vince McMahon steps down. Like, it's going to be the #1 story going forward right now. So, like, SmackDown should get a really good rating right now, at least at the very beginning of the show, which means they're going to probably give us a countdown to when Vince shows up, just like Judgment Day. You know, it's like, hey, Betty, do you think there's a chance that Vince blows himself up in the car? I mean, he's been trying to blow himself up in the car since Chris Benoit. Do you think this isn't finally the day that it happens?
No, this is definitely the day the Vince McMahon character fully dies on TV. I don't think we'll ever see him on TV ever again. Everything. So, yeah, I mean, change is good. Like, as much as people don't like change is good. The only problem is he's not coming off creative, so you're not going to see changes around there. But like, I think Stephanie's got the right mind with certain things. It was the problem with her role prior to this was, if you went up to her with an idea and she's, oh, that's a good idea, let me check with Vince first. That was her current role. That's why prior to her leaving, when she left, essentially, to look after, when she said that statement of, I'm going to look after my family and stuff, like focus on family life and stuff like that while I'm stepping away from WWE, you saw a lot of things come out in the dirt sheets where there's a lot of people were kind of burying her on her way out. And that was one of the things. It was like she never really had any real power in her role. It was always, she was just that middle step to get to Vince.
Now, Marcus, with her interim role that she has right now. Do you think that she can, with one stroke of a pen, remove Vince from head of creative and make him take a step back from that also? Just like, we need you to go focus on yourself. We need you not to be in charge at all. And we want to have a clean slate just so we can get through this turbulent time.
Well, who told Vince to step back, Eric? Let's go back to the beginning of the day. Who the hell told Vince to step back? It wasn't the board. It wasn't Stephanie. It wasn't anybody. It was Vince who said the move is to step back. He's still in charge. He's not going anywhere. You're going to have to pry the WWE from his cold, dead fingers. I think it was just also a strategic move to put Stephanie in charge. For one, this is about him being a womanizer, and therefore he now put a woman in charge of his CEO, showing a woman of power. I feel like it's very strategic. Like, he could have easily said Nick Khan is my guy now and be running all operations. No, but it was strategic to put Stephanie in there, and of someone of family, that something that was a family matter of an affair, so that they still support him in his endeavors. So I think everything is still leading to Vince coming back. Although I do feel like this could lead into something along the lines of, this will be a good time where you will get probably the most offers for a sale, as in people going, what's going on over there? And you may get some good offers from whether it's Disney, Fox, or whoever, NBC or whatever. So this might be the time where WWE, who's been rumored to try to sell, which I still don't believe that Vince McMahon would ever sell while he's alive, because he will want 100% full power of the shit, even after he isn't the owner. This would be the time where he would probably actually think about, maybe I sell and just walk up to the sunset. I take me and my paralegal and we can just disappear.
So anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this very brief episode of The Shoot. Please keep the conversation going down in the comments. What do you think WWE goes from next? And don't forget to tune into our show tomorrow, Saturday, where we can talk about more this week, where I can give my take on the snake being released from WWE, aka Sasha Banks.
Let's not forget, this Vince McMahon story is a constantly evolving story. So there'll be more updates tomorrow.
Maybe can I also throw something in there? Tune into Raw's Retro just to enjoy the days as they used to be, as you see the real Vince McMahon back in 1998 be as volatile as he could be.
And let's be honest.
Because if any court case come out, they're going to use this as evidence of what he was doing in 90s and 98. Oh, he had a barking like a dog.
And then on top of that, Thirst Trapper did what he always does. He put Sable there, and to this day, Sable is still a draw.
Excuse me, Sable returned. Awesome. How dare you?
Yeah.
First of all, she didn't have to return. You would have still put her up there.
Oh, is that the image? I didn't see the thumbnail.
Sable is the thumbnail, Marcus.
He did return, Eric. And you know who brought her back? The funny part about
Vince McMahon
brought it back, Eric, and they don't disclose why he did what he did.
Man, he's been paying hush money for a long time. But remember, hit us down in the comments. Please like the video. Please hit that ring bell notification if you want to know when we release videos, just so you can get that. And also, if you don't have time to go to the YouTube and comments and you're listening to it via audio, you can shoot us an email and chime in what you think at the sharpshooters@gmail.com, and we will make sure that we get to your email on Saturday. But we really thank you for joining us in this time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Stay blessed, stay humble, stay sharp. No, Marcus, this is the one video that will surpass the Fiend.
I doubt it.
Wait, Fiend. No, we've got videos that's above the Fiend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's an episode of Raw's Retro that's above the Fiend.
Oh, there we go again. There we go with the Englishman bragging about what they bring onto the table.